Hey, it's Lily. Let's just listen to a story together. You think secrets stay hidden in the suburbs? Think again. At an ordinary elementary school playground, kids whispered something no parent was ready to hear. And it turned out to be true. Today, I'll tell you the story of a PTA mom, a forbidden WhatsApp chat, and a secret affair that shook our whole community. You know how kids talk when they think the grown-ups aren't listening? Today, while I was refilling the bubble wand bin next to the slide, yes, I'm that PTA mom, I heard two kindergartners whisper like raccoons with secrets. "My mommy says Miss Pretty hugs Mr. Blue Car behind the trees," one said, smearing applesauce across his sleeve like highlighter. I glanced up. Behind the maples, the staff parking lot shimmered with heat, and I swear, just for a second, I saw the flash of someone ducking into a navy SUV. That's how the whole thing started. Not with a scandalous text or a lipstick smear, just sticky fingers and playground whispers, the kind that carry further than a megaphone in the September air. We all know her. I'll call her C. Pretty, yes, but not the smug Instagram sort. C has that soft, lived-in prettiness. Freckles, a dance of laugh lines that says she used to stay up too late for concerts and now for coughs. She has a 5-year-old, same as my Theo. We did baby boot camp together the summer the slides burned our thighs and everyone kept forgetting sunscreen. She's one of us. The bring 2 cakes when we asked for 1. Always. First to volunteer type. At least she was. Lately, C has been buoyant. That's the only word for it. Like her shoes have helium. She shows up to the playground in sundresses when the rest of us are in leggings, and her ponytail does the kind of swish you only get when you're walking towards something you're already excited about. She laughs too easily, then checks herself, like she's afraid to spill. If you've ever been around new love, you know the rhythm, the unplanned humming, the dramatic interest in the weather, the way phones become little suns you orbit. I'm not proud of how nosy I am, but I'm a PTA secretary. I take minutes and names and sometimes secrets. The secret is this: C is not just buoyant, she's floating, and something is tethering her just out of sight. "Bubbles are out," I called, and the kids swarmed. Parents traded end-of-day sighs. I did my sweeping glance, the way you do when you've been at this school long enough to know who's late, who's early, who switched to almond milk, who's still not over the gluten-free cupcakes debacle. That's when I saw the navy SUV leave the lot, a tiny ripple of shade passing over the hopscotch. Nobody looked up. The breeze smelled like pencil shavings and cinnamon from the bake sale leftovers. C arrived 10 minutes later with her son, Jonah, cheeks pink from running. "Sorry, dentist," she sang, like she'd practiced the excuse in the car. Her phone buzzed. She kept it face down on the bench, but her eyes lit up. We all saw it the way you see lightning, even when you didn't mean to. Reflex. A tiny smile and a thumb hovering over the screen that wasn't for emails about recycling duty. "Did I miss sign-ups?" she asked, dropping into the grass beside me. Her perfume was subtle, clean like orange peels and new laundry, and briefly, painfully, it took me back to being 22 and buying scent on purpose, not just grabbing whatever was on sale near the diapers. "You're right on time," I said, sliding the clipboard over. "We still need 2 more for Garden Day, and someone brave for the book fair till on Friday." C wrinkled her nose. "You know money and I are enemies." "Fine, Story Corner, you do great voices." She laughed, then bit her lip. Another buzz. Her eyes flicked down. For a second, the corner of the screen showed a flash of green heart emojis before it went dark again. Green hearts, twice. I told myself not to read into that. People use hearts for everything. I sprinkle them in the PTA WhatsApp when someone brings napkins. But this was a cluster, the kind you send when words are too fragile and you need a symbol to hold the weight. C picked Garden Day. We talked about seeds and which gloves will actually survive a 5-year-old's enthusiasm for soil. Her son asked if worms have birthdays. We all laughed, and I tried very hard not to imagine C laughing like that in a car park with someone who wasn't her husband. You should know, her husband, Mark, is decent. He's the dad who wears a world's okayest coach cap to T-ball and genuinely means it. He's always the one my husband, Dan, ends up next to at school movie night, both eating popcorn like they're performing a ritual from the old country. If marriage were a chart, Mark would be on the attentive if a little boring axis. He is not a villain. None of us are, until we are. The second clue wasn't elegant. It was clumsy and real, like my entire life. Thursday night, I was at school late stapling flyers for the fall festival. Pumpkin bowling, apple bob. Don't come for me. We switched to tongs after the COVID year. And C stopped by with a stack of donated construction paper. Her hair was still damp, curls escaping her clip. She carried that exhausted glow mothers get when we've done a lot and managed to stand upright anyway. Her phone pinged. Reflexively, she turned it over, face up. A WhatsApp notification slid down. Green room, 3 new messages. Green heart. Plants. Something theatrical about the name. The preview showed, "You left your cardigan in my car," and then it disappeared, replaced by the lock screen. She turned red like a candle about to gutter snuff. We both reached for the pile of orange paper at the same time, hands bumping, and her phone slid, tapped against the table, lit again. I saw a second preview bubble. Walked by the maples. Missed you. It is amazing how loudly staples can sound when you are trying to pretend you didn't read someone else's private life in 3 words. "Oh, that's just my mom's group," C said too fast, locking the screen like it was alive. "We named it after, my living room wall. It's green." "Cute," I said, and I meant it. The name was cute. The lie wasn't. She helped me hang the last flyer. We joked about how many glue sticks vanish between September and October. As she left, she checked the door, then her reflection in the narrow glass. She smoothed her dress, fingered the bracelet she always wears, a thin gold chain with a tiny seed charm, then checked her phone one more time, the way some of us check breathing monitors when our babies sleep. Not for the information, but for the ritual of reassurance. Are you judging me? I'm judging me. Because I could have said something then. Not moral high ground, just ground. Like, "Hey, are you okay?" But we don't do that. We trade recipes and links to winter boots that actually keep toes warm, and we let people live inside their carefully illustrated versions of themselves unless something ruptures. Something ruptured on Saturday morning at soccer. The 5-year-olds were attempting what I will generously call a game. The coach, Mark, okayist, was trying to teach spacing while simultaneously tying 14 shoelaces. The sidelines was a rom-com of coffee cups and folding chairs. That's when C arrived late. Again, walking fast, sunglasses on. Jonah ran to the field. Mark lifted a hand to wave, then dropped it when she was already looking somewhere else. Somewhere else was the parking lot. There, leaning against a Navy SUV, was a man I recognized vaguely the way you recognize someone from a dentist waiting room ad. Handsome in an unthreatening catalog way. He wore a slate hoodie and the kind of watch that says, "I pretend I didn't notice this was a gift to myself." He'd been around school, the drop-off wave, the need a hand with that stroller. Voice. Married, if the ring meant anything. 2 kids. No, one in Theo's grade and one in second, I thought. I wasn't cataloging. I just noticed things. C's phone dinged. She didn't look. She kept walking until she was just outside the fence, where the chain link starts to blur. The man's mouth tipped into a half smile that felt rehearsed. He slipped his hands into his pockets, shoulders angled toward her like a secret handshake. They didn't touch. People don't. Not there. But they made a bubble out of air around them, and you could feel it. Like suddenly the day had a soundtrack we couldn't hear. I watched Mark watch them, not looking like they were looking. He blew his whistle too hard and shouted, "Great hustle!" at a kid picking dandelions. The boy grinned. A petal stuck to his lip. When you see something like that, you can ignore it or you can name it to yourself. I named it, quietly. Oh. I tucked the word like a pin into the hem of my skirt so it wouldn't fall out of me. And then, because I'm me, I opened the PTA WhatsApp group to check volunteer counts for Monday, because I needed a list, a grid, something with boxes to tick. And that's when I noticed C's message history with me had gone sparse. She used to blast the group with photos of craft tables and who's got washable markers, and lately, just thumbs up to my posts. But a new group had popped up on my suggested chats. You know how the app suggests groups because you share members? Green room. Not ours. A private group, clearly. A tap opened the details by accident. Don't ask me how. My finger made its own choices. I saw only a sliver before I backed out like a burglar, realizing the house is occupied. 2 members. That was it. Not a mom's group at all. A duet. I became the kind of person who holds their phone upside down, like I was ashamed of gravity. Sunday night, I brought it up in the smallest possible way to Dan, who was elbows deep in assembling a robot kit Theo lost interest in after the stickers. You ever get the feeling something's happening right in front of you and everyone is pretending it's not? I asked, folding, refolding, then unfolding the school newsletter until it looked like a bird that had forgotten how to fly. Dan grunted, the language of fathers building. With Theo's bedtime? Every night. I mean with people, our people. He looked up, almonds of sympathy in his eyes. You mean C? I blinked. You noticed? I notice what you notice, he said, which made me love him and also want to throw a pillow at his head. I also noticed Mark looked like he swallowed a whistle. Something up? I don't know, I said, which was technically true in the way meteorologists say, chance of weather. Here's the thing about me. I love my community. I love the chaos, the way the playground talks back like an old friend. I love being the one who remembers who's gluten-free and who's allergic to kiwi and who gets overwhelmed when it's too loud and needs an extra hand at cleanup. I love being, in small ways, useful. Here's another thing. I hate secrets that hurt the children orbiting them. We are a constellation of tiny humans who will notice if the stars shift. Monday morning, I arrived early to set up for garden day. Dew clung to the raspberries along the fence. The groundskeeper waved. I unlocked the supply shed, our green room, and dragged out the bins. Gloves, mini shovels, seed packets with cheerful optimism printed on them. I gave myself over to the busy work, opening bags, labeling compost and soil for the curious, laying tarps like tablecloths for the earth. That's when I saw the Navy SUV again, idling in the staff lot like a thought waiting for permission. The door opened. C stepped out. She pressed a hand to the side of her neck, a small, unconscious gesture like smoothing a memory. She carried a cardigan, not wearing it, draped over her arm as if it had recently warmed someone else. The passenger seat window rolled down and the man spoke. Just a line or two. C laughed, quiet and round, like a song you sing into someone's collarbone. Okay, enough. I am not a voyeur. I am a mother on a campus where my son knows which tree is for hiding when he needs to be alone. I did what PTA presidents and secretaries do. I took attendance. Not literally, but in my mind. Who needs what? What can I fix? What is mine to carry? And then the decision that has been the itch at the base of my skull since the first whisper. Do I say something? To whom? And what price does gossip cost in a place where we all have to keep showing up? C approached me, light floating around her like dandelion fluff. I brought muffins, she said, lifting a Tupperware. Apples and cinnamon, gluten-free because I've learned my lesson. Bless you, I said. You're saving me from the revenge of the grape jelly. She smiled. Another buzz from her phone. She kept it on silent now, but silence still ripples. We set the tables. The kids came. The morning unfolded in a sticky, hilarious procession. Soil and questions and one worm funeral that turned into a wedding that turned into a debate about whether worms have a concept of cake. When it was over, and the last little hand had been pried from the last shovel, I found C at the edge of the playground, checking her phone, mouth tucked into a line that meant the text on the screen had changed her mood like a weather app recomputing. You okay? I asked, tiny words, almost nothing. She looked up at me, and for the first time in weeks, her eyes weren't floating. They were heavy. Do you ever feel, she said, like your life got laminated, and all the parts that made you are trapped under plastic, and if you peel it back, you'll ruin the picture. But if you don't, you'll forget what paper feels like. Sometimes, I said, honest as a bruise. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a room that's exactly my size and everyone keeps telling me how lucky I am to have a room. She exhaled. We stood there, two women holding up the sky with our free hands while the other clutched our phones. You can tell me anything, I said, and knew that wasn't completely true. Because some things, once spoken, become everyone's business. And if there's one rule I know as a school mom, it's that there is no such thing as harmless gossip. It's either harmful or it's not gossip. She nodded. I know. She looked past me at the maples. I'm trying to be good. Good is a moving target, I said, and regretted it immediately. She smiled without teeth and tucked her phone into her bag. I have to go. Jonah's got a dentist appointment. That dentist sure was billing well this week. She started toward the lot, then hesitated. Hey, if anyone asks, could you say you didn't see me earlier? I promised I'd be here at 8. I was late. I watched the SUV's brake lights bloom. I watched the man's hand lift the tiniest bit in a farewell that could have been for anyone. I watched myself become a secret I didn't ask to hold. At pickup, the kids were wild with post-nap energy. Theo shoved a crayon drawing into my hands. Us as stick figures in a garden with a worm the size of a python. We married the worm, Mommy, he announced solemnly, then ran off to chase bubbles. As I was cramming the tarp back into the shed, My phone pinged. A message in the PTA group. Any chance someone can cover Friday's book fair shift? Family thing came up. C. 3 minutes later, a private message from an unknown number, the preview flashing on my screen before I could stop it. Unknown, you saw us. Can we talk? A. I hadn't added any new numbers lately, but my brain had been doing crosswords without my permission. A. Who? I looked at the playground, at the cluster of dads near the monkey bars, at the Navy SUV pulling away, smooth like a secret. Names scrolled in my head like credits. Alex, Adam, Andrew, Anthony. A short list, actually, if you've been bringing cookies to the same class parties for 3 years. Then another ping. This time, a WhatsApp notification with a profile photo that slowly resolved. A blurred image. A kid on a bike. A dad in sunglasses. Summer light slicing the frame. The name under it. Andrew, Arthur's dad. I didn't open the message. I didn't need to. I already knew the ending to the first chapter of this new story. None of us asked to star in. The lover isn't a mysterious stranger. He's one of ours. He's married. And his child sits beside mine every circle time, legs crisscrossed, counting the same ants under the same bench. I didn't answer Andrew right away. I put my phone face down on the picnic table like it was a hot pan. Theo was halfway up the spider web and yelling, "Mom! Count to 20!" And I thought, yes, let's count. Let's make numbers a fence. 1, 2, 3, I called, louder than necessary, like maybe volume could evict the secret that had moved in behind my ear. By the time I buckled Theo into his booster and handed him the emergency car apple, the preview bubble had slid off my lock screen, but the name stuck, a burr in the sweater of my brain. Andrew, Arthur's dad. The Navy SUV, his, was gone. C, also gone. My spine felt like a clothesline with too many damp towels. Heavy, sagging. One sharp clothespin, if I added one more thing. At home, after the ritual hand-washing and the Cliff Bar negotiation, I texted Dan. Running late, need to drop something at school storage. Which wasn't technically true, but also wasn't false. My conscience was the thing that needed dropping. He replied with a thumbs up and a gif of a dancing stapler. God bless men who believe in office supplies. I parked in my usual spot by the cafeteria doors, breathed in the hallway smell, eraser shavings, old coffee, glitter that had achieved eternal life, and sat on the bench under the corkboard of lost baby hats. I opened WhatsApp, tapped Andrew's message, and read, "Andrew, you saw us. Can we talk?" Under it, as if he hadn't trusted texts to do their job, a voice note. 8 seconds. I turned my volume down to one little bar, barely counting whisper, and hit play. His voice was lower than I expected, careful, like he was curled around a candle. "I don't want this to be messy," he said, "but it already is. If we speak, it's not because I think it's your business. It's because I think you care about theirs." Theirs. Plural. He meant the kids. He meant the wives. My stomach did an elevator dip. I should have ignored it. Instead, I typed back the adult version of meeting by the swings. Me. 10 minutes, storage shed. I know. Don't look at me like that. He beat me there, leaning against the chain link like an extra in a high school movie. Except his hairline told the truth. He wasn't handsome in the way an affair might demand. No glossy edges. But he had that approachable dadness. the soft hoodie, the weekend beard, the sneakers that said, "I carry scooters." His eyes looked like the end of a long day. "Thank you," he said, straightening as I approached. "I know this isn't comfortable." "You messaged me on the PTA line," I said. Comfort left the chat. He winced and half laughed, like he wished he were clever enough to make this funny. "I had your number from the field trip form. I panicked. I saw you looking." "I wasn't looking," I lied. He shook his head. "You're a mom. You notice. That's your superpower." He glanced at the shed, at the heap of labeled bins stacked like Tetris pieces. "I won't waste your time. It's new. It's stupid. It's real," I offered, surprised at my own word choice. He swallowed. "Yes." He rubbed the back of his neck. "I'm not going to give you the speech. The we're friends speech. The we didn't mean to speech." His mouth twisted. "But we didn't mean to. People don't mean to buy glitter either," I said. "Because when my panic peaks, my sentences come out shaped like jokes." "And yet, here we are," he exhaled. The breeze picked up and rattled the little metal tags on the garden beds so they chinked together, basil murmuring to sage. "I have a family," he said. "You know that." "Maya," I said, because saying his wife's name felt like summoning a witness. Her flyers are always aligned at the corners. We'd done 2 Halloween doorways together. She was good. The kind of good that's quiet until you notice things don't fall apart when she's around. He nodded. "She deserves everything I forgot to be." "That sounds like something you say to make yourself the noble villain in your head," I said. The words leapt out before I could check their shoes for mud. "I know." His voice frayed. "Look, I'm not asking for your blessing. I'm asking for your discretion." "Gossip travels here by bike," I said, softer. "Even when you think you've locked the wheels." "I know," he said again. He looked past me toward the maples, the place that had suddenly become everyone's metaphor. "It's just, see, she..." He stopped, choosing. "She makes me feel like I remember something I meant to do and forgot." He glanced back at me. "Please don't tell Maya. Please don't tell Mark. Not yet." The names sat between us like wet shoes we'd tripped over. In my pocket, my phone buzzed. I didn't need to look to know who it was. When your life turns into a group chat, you learn the different tremors. "Just started?" I asked. He nodded. "We're in the part that feels like a whisper, which is, I guess, the loudest part. Something in me, probably the part that alphabetizes the craft closet, wanted to catalog the timeline, label it, box it. Another part wanted to tell him about the laminated life metaphor, about the way C had looked when she said it. Another part wanted to go home and hide in Theo's blanket fort and watch videos of dogs failing to catch treats. "Be careful," I said, which I think was the most I was capable of. "We live close together. Our lives touch at the edges." He grimaced. "I know." He shoved his hands into his pockets, a man with nowhere appropriate to put them. "And thank you for not..." "This isn't a favor," I cut in. "It's a pause." We stood there until the distant bell released us. He went one way. I went to my car, and the air felt like it had more corners than before. That night, after Theo finally slept, 3 books, 1 renegotiated water bottle, 1 argument about whether worms dream. Dan and I did the dance of married logistics in the kitchen. He loaded the dishwasher wrong on purpose. Don't Owarwar's me. There is a correct way. And I alphabetized the spice rack for therapy. I wanted to tell him everything. I also didn't want to outsource my decision. If I was going to choose wrong, I wanted it to be my wrong. My phone pinged. C. You free tomorrow morning? Coffee on the bench? My thumbs hovered. Me. Sure. 8:15. Post drop. C. Thank you. Green heart. The next morning, I packed Theo's lunch. Sunflower butter because of peanut policies. Clementine. The dinosaur crackers he eats heads first. And we did the shoelace scramble. Drop-off is its own economy. Trades of snacks for tips on reading apps. Eye contact that means, rough night? Or, is that a new dry shampoo? I waved at Maya. She had Arthur by the hand and was wearing a navy pea coat that made her look like someone in a commercial for detergent that really works. She smiled back, the exact kind of smile you send when you're thinking about meal planning. On the bench by the wraparound slide, C sat with 2 paper cups and a nervous mouth. Her hair was in a bun that would collapse by noon. She handed me a cup. I asked them to add a pump of pumpkin spice to yours, she said, earnest as a pledge. I've seen you order it. The guy called it basic sauce, and I said, excuse me, she is advanced. I choked on a laugh. Thank you, I said, and felt the ridiculous rush of being seen that autumn-flavored sugar can deliver. We watched the playground tidy itself. The last latecomers scurried. The crossing guard waved his wand like a friendly wizard. The maples were starting to crisp at the edges. I didn't sleep much, C said. I keep thinking in circles. I'm good at circles, I said. I'm the geometry queen of unnecessary thoughts. She turned the coffee lid slowly, the black seam lining up with the cup seam and then slipping. I don't want to be a person people whisper about, she said finally. But I also... She stared at her lap. I also don't want to be a person who only remembers herself in photographs. Is that awful? No, I said. It's human. Her shoulders dropped a half inch. I know what the story is supposed to be. You meet someone, you choose, you keep choosing, and then the choosing becomes a habit, and the habit becomes a life, and it's good. It's good, but I've been feeling laminated, and then suddenly I wasn't. I felt permeable, like air could get in. She looked at me then, eyes wet enough to be a warning. It just started, she said. I swear. The words landed like they needed catching. I believe you, I said. Because I did. Because the early days of anything smell like citrus and risk. Because believing her didn't mean approving, and withholding belief felt like punishment I wasn't qualified to administer. She laughed, a tiny broken thing. What do? I stared at the playground rules sign. Be kind. Take turns. Use walking feet. If only ethics were written in cheerful fonts. I can't tell you, I said, but I can tell you this. It's not just yours. Secrets are like glitter. They stick to everyone at the party. Her phone buzzed. She didn't look. She held my gaze like a rope. He said you were kind. I didn't answer that. I sipped my coffee and burned my tongue a little. What does Mark know? I asked. Nothing. She swallowed. I mean, something. We're not great. We've been roommates with good benefits for a while. She flinched at her own phrasing. That sounded sorry. You're allowed to tell the truth, I said. No one's transcribing this. I was in my head, but only to file it under complicated. No plans for a paperback release. We sat there long enough for the air to thin. She told me about a moment in a grocery store aisle when someone made her laugh, and she caught her own reflection laughing back like she remembered the choreography. She told me about texting late, about the stupid thrill of the typing, bubbles blinking, about green hearts that felt like safety pins holding a secret shut. She told me she didn't know the ending. I told her endings are just the place we stop telling the story. At 8:35, the first bell tolled, and the world moved on without us. She squeezed my hand, not a plea, a thank you, and left, late again, claiming a dentist appointment with a smile so sheepish I wanted to wrap it in a blanket. 2 hours later, my phone lit up with a message from Maya. Of course it did. The universe has a flair for schedule conflicts. Maya. Hey, random. Could you possibly take Arthur Friday after school for a few hours? I'm planning a surprise for Andrew. Shh. Reservations at that new place in town. Happy to swap any time. I stared at the screen until the text blurred. The same Friday C had asked out of the book fair shift for a family thing. My heart did that thing where it becomes a drum line. Me. Of course. Happy to have him. Because what else do you say when you're holding a Jenga tower and someone hands you another block? I added the pickup to my calendar, then opened the PTA spreadsheet for Friday and stared at the coverage grid like it owed me answers. It didn't. I texted Dan. We're adding Arthur to the chaos Friday, okay? He thumbs-upped and sent a photo of his desk plant wilting with the caption, "Same." That afternoon at pickup, Arthur launched himself at me with the full trust of a 5-year-old who considers all moms a single species. "We're building a fort Friday," he declared. "Sure are," I said. C's eyes flicked to mine across the blacktop, a tightrope of gratitude and dread. Near the bench, Andrew stood with a coffee he'd clearly gotten just to have something to hold. Maya kissed him on the cheek. Fast, practiced. "Friday's all set," she said, loud enough for me to hear, because of course. "Don't be late." He nodded, and I watched 3 micro-expressions kickball across his face. Panic, calculation, resolve. He smiled. Wouldn't miss it. That night, my phone lit up like a town at dusk. C, can't breathe. Me, come by after bedtime. Back porch. Andrew, I'll figure out Friday. Please don't worry. Maya, you're a lifesaver. Arthur loves Theo's dinosaur fort. 3 bubbles, 3 lives, 1 porch. C came in a hoodie and leggings like the uniform of our country. We sat under the string lights Dan put up last summer to make our rental feel like a decision. She tucked her knees under her and blew on her tea like it could grant wishes. "He can't do Friday," she said, voice flat. She planned something. He didn't know. My brain soared through possible solutions like a bad search engine. "Reschedule?" I suggested. She shook her head. "It'll be suspicious. I'm bad at lying." I blushed when I told the librarian I returned a book and didn't. We laughed, because sometimes the only option is to be ridiculous. She told me she and Andrew had carved their time into the calendar like thieves. Coffee in his car between drop-off and meetings. A walk that was actually 2 loops around the block. A grocery run that ended with 2 people staring at peaches like they were trying to memorize summer. She told me she hadn't, there. I nodded, grateful we were on the same network about boundaries and details. She told me she felt 17 and 70 at the same time. "What do I do?" she asked again, smaller. "Choose on purpose," I said. "Not by accident, not by momentum, on purpose." She looked at the starless piece of sky between our porch lights and the maple, like the dark could offer advice. I don't want to hurt them. You will, I said, because honesty is a flat shoe you can walk far in. Any version of this hurts someone. The only mercies you have are speed and kindness. She nodded, and we sat long enough for the tea to mean well but fail. When she left, I opened WhatsApp to send Dan a meme, because I needed to hold us in my hand for a second. Instead, the app opened to suggested groups. There, again, green room. I told myself to stop, but my thumb, my treacherous thumb, the little info icon beckoned. It opened to the group details. 2 participants, no names visible, and the invite via link option glowed like a dare. I didn't touch it. I swear I didn't. The next morning, I was at school early to set up the book fair signs. Big, cheerful arrows that say, "Spend money on paper." And the librarian was showing me how to airplay my phone to the projector for the PTA slideshow. "It's easy," she said, optimistic words that always presage disaster. "Just swipe, tap, and there. Your screen mirrors. You already know where this is going." As the projector warmed up and the screen went from gray to alive, a WhatsApp banner dutifully marched across my lock screen, now 10 feet tall on the library wall. Green room. Can you sneak 5 minutes by the Maples? Just 5. Time stopped. The fish in the class tank paused mid-bubble. I could hear a pencil decide to roll off a table. I slapped my phone face down so fast I almost offered it restitution. "Notifications," the librarian chirped. Bless her oblivious heart. "They get me too. My cat cam." My face radiated enough heat to power the school. I faked a cough. "Oops. I'll just upload the slides from my laptop." When oxygen returned to the room, I checked the door. No one had come in. No one had seen. I was fine. I was fine in the way a plate is fine. After you drop it and catch it with your thigh and it doesn't shatter. It just hums with what almost happened. I slid my phone back into my bag like it was a possessed doll and went about my day, my brain doing that thing where it tries to make meaning out of spilled cereal. At pickup, the parents were in little constellations, as always. I found myself drifting toward Maya, unplanned. She was smoothing a corner of the sign-up sheet with one finger, blissfully unaware of the tidal wave physics class happening across the football field of her life. "Thank you again for Friday," she said. "I owe you." "You don't," I said, because I don't keep tabs like that. "I'll send you pictures of the fort." She smiled. "Send me a picture of any wall in your house. It would be less chaotic than mine." She leaned in conspiratorially. "We're a mess. I actually made a WhatsApp group for our family just to wrangle schedules. Can you imagine? Andrew won't use it. Says it feels like work." She rolled her eyes in the affectionate way of people who still believe time is abundant. Her phone buzzed. She glanced, smiled. "He sent the grocery list," she said. Miracles. I walked away before my face betrayed me. On the way to the car, C passed me a folded paper, like we were in a spy movie except the props were scholastic flyers. "Tonight?" she whispered. "Tonight," I said, because the porch was becoming our confessional and I wasn't ready to lock the booth. At 9:03, bedtime is fictional. C texted, 5? Meaning 5 minutes. I texted my address and then, because the universe respects no one's schedule, my phone lit with a different name. Unknown with a local number. Unknown. "Hi. This is Tamsin from the district's office. Quick question about the book fair slides. Could you resend?" The file looked odd on my end. Harmless. Bureaucracy. I sent the link. She sent a thank you. I went to the porch. C wrapped her hands around her tea like it was a small animal. He canceled the maples, she said, trying to make a joke of it. He said it would look like a ritual. He's not wrong, I said. We said nothing for a bit. Night insects performed the kind of concert you don't pay for but get anyway. From the street came the sound of a teenager practicing bad drums. The world kept insisting we were tiny. I think I have to tell Mark, she said at last. The sentence fluttered, looked around, tried to root. Maybe not everything, but something. You get to tell your truth, I said. No one else's. She nodded. I'll do it Saturday. Jonah has a play date. We can... She looked at me like I might edit the script. I didn't. She exhaled. I wish I were braver. You're brave right now, I said. You opened your mouth and let air out. When she left, I was so tired I forgot to plug in my phone, which is why it died right before the morning onslaught and then rebooted itself in the car as I pulled into the school lot with Theo's sock hanging off one foot like a flag of surrender. As the lock screen sprang to life, a flood of delayed notifications rolled in. One of them made me swerve. Calm down. I was only going 5 miles an hour. WhatsApp. You've been added to Green Room by Andrew. Under it, 2 messages already waiting. The preview text innocently revealing a whole new weather system. Andrew. We need to be smarter. Someone almost saw our messages on the projector. It was close. See who? Andrew. Name redacted in preview. My own name was there, half cut off by the preview ellipsis, exposed like an ankle under a too short curtain. I slammed the car into park, my heart drumming so loud it could have been show and tell. Theo unbuckled himself with a flourish. Race you! He shouted, already halfway to the curb. I stared at the screen, my hands suddenly 2 static charged animals. My name, in their little 2-person forest. He'd added me. Accidentally? On purpose? To warn? To recruit? To... what? Across the lot, I saw the Navy SUV pull in. The door opened. Andrew stepped out, saw me, and froze like he'd been caught in a game he didn't know we were playing. I looked down at my phone again. The typing bubbles appeared under my accidentally joined name, a small, twitching constellation. Andrew is typing, and that's where the bell rang, and the playground poured open, and the world shoved at my back, insisting we all walk forward like none of us were about to step off a cliff. You know that sound when the bell rings at drop-off? Not just the bell itself, but the after. The rush of little sneakers, the grown-ups calling half sentences like jacket, lunchbox, kiss. That clamor usually drowns everything. But that morning, with my phone buzzing in my hand and Andrew's name bobbing on my screen like a buoy, all the noise felt muffled, like someone had stuffed cotton in the world. I stared at the WhatsApp notification. Green Room. Andrew is typing. My name had been right there in his last message. Proof. He knew I was holding the secret. And now he'd dragged me into the very place I had no business being. Their little duet. Now suddenly a trio. I locked the phone without reading more, like slamming a door on a party I didn't want to attend. Theo tugged at my sleeve. Mommy, you didn't race! His face was all indignation and crumbs. I forced a grin, ran 3 exaggerated steps to the curb and yelled, You win! He squealed and disappeared into the funnel of kids. When I turned, Andrew was standing by the SUV, one hand half raised in greeting. like he wanted to wave but remembered midway that waving looked like guilt. His eyes asked a question he didn't voice. I answered with the most PTA mom move I had. I hoisted the box of leftover book fair flyers and marched toward the shed like paper was my mission in life. Inside, the air was damp with old cardboard. I set the box down harder than necessary and checked my phone again. The notification was still there, waiting. I tapped into WhatsApp, into Green Room, because curiosity is stronger than conscience when your heart is already compromised. The thread unrolled. Andrew, we need to be smarter. Someone almost saw our messages on the projector. It was close. See? Who? Andrew. Me. Just my name, sitting there like a stone in their private river. Below it, 3 gray dots danced. Then a new message blinked in. See. Oh God. And nothing else. I snapped the app shut. My face burned, even though no one was in the shed but me and the faint smell of crayons. I could have left. I should have left. Instead, I sat on the little plastic stool meant for 5-year-olds and pressed my palms against my eyes until fireworks danced. I thought of Friday, the surprise dinner Maya was planning. Arthur at my house eating dinosaur crackers. C's absence at the book fair. The Jenga tower in my head wobbled. That evening, while Theo built a Lego fort around the dog's water bowl. It's a moat, Mommy. I excused myself to the porch and finally answered. Me, in Green Room. I shouldn't be here. Remove me. Seconds later, Andrew, I'm sorry, I panicked. Didn't mean to add you. Please don't tell anyone. Then C, I'm so sorry, please. 2 words. Please. Like a lifeline tossed. I didn't reply. I closed the chat and stared at my ordinary porch. The chipped flower pot, the toy rake, the citronella candle that never worked. How could life look so dull and still feel like it was glowing with neon letters spelling drama above my head? The next morning, C intercepted me at drop-off. Bench? She whispered, like we were planning a heist. We sat. She didn't bother with coffee this time. Her hands twisted in her lap. He added you, she blurted. I saw, I said. I told him it was insane. He said he didn't know what else to do. He trusts you. We both do. Trust. The word landed heavy. Trust to keep secrets? Or trust to know when to break them? You don't have to explain, I said. But you do have to know. Your secret's not just yours anymore. It's mine too now. And I didn't ask for it. Her eyes filled so fast I thought she might actually spill over. I just wanted to feel young again, she said, voice a whisper. Not responsible, not laminated, just alive. The playground hum went on around us, backpacks swinging, teachers herding, but the bench felt like a confessional booth. Alive is good, I said, but secrets are parasites. They eat other people's peace, not just yours. She nodded, swallowing hard. I know. I'm going to tell Mark. Saturday. I can't keep splitting myself in 2. For a moment, I almost admired her courage. Then I remembered Friday night, Maya's surprise date, Andrew's lie waiting to happen, and my stomach churned. Friday arrived like a storm cloud. Theo and Arthur barricaded themselves in the living room fort, demanding endless bowls of goldfish crackers. I texted Maya a picture. 2 boys with dinosaur helmets, crayons scattered like confetti. She replied with a row of heart emojis. You're the best. Dinner's perfect so far. Don't tell Andrew. I stared at the message until the screen dimmed. At 7:30, while the boys were negotiating Lego property rights, My phone buzzed with a different name. See, he canceled. Said he's busy. What's happening? 10 minutes later, another buzz. Maya. Best night ever. He's so surprised. Thank you again. I felt the ground tilt. Andrew had lied. To C this time, not Maya. And C, already trembling with guilt, now looked like the abandoned one in the triangle. She came to my porch at 9 sag, hood up, mascara smudged. He ditched me, she said, no preamble. He said he had to reschedule. Then I see your post. Arthur at your place. And Maya posting dessert pictures. They're at that restaurant. Her voice cracked. He chose her. See, I said gently. He didn't choose her. He never stopped having her. She sat down hard on the step. I thought I mattered more than this. You do, I said. Because what else do you tell a friend whose heart just realized it was rented, not owned? She cried quietly, the way moms cry, shoulders tight, careful not to make too much noise in case someone needs you. Finally, she whispered, I can't do this anymore. Tomorrow I'm telling Mark. No matter what. The words hung between us like a match struck in the dark. And then my phone buzzed again. A new message in green room. Andrew. We need to meet. Urgent. Followed by another. Andrew. She's suspicious. No name. No detail. Just those words. I looked at C. Her face was blotchy. Tired. But she hadn't seen the screen. She was staring into the night like it owed her an answer. I slipped the phone into my pocket. The boys laughed inside, high-pitched and safe. And I thought, which she does he mean? C or Maya? That question sat in my chest all night, louder than the crickets. Saturday morning, the playground whispers returned. I overheard 2 kids at drop-off again, giggling near the slides. Arthur's dad slept on the couch, one said, with the brutal honesty only a kindergartner can carry. Why? Asked the other. Because Mommy was mad, Arthur replied, shrugging. She said he lied about the maples. The word shot through me like a stone. The maples. The exact meeting spot. Maya knew, and now everything was about to crack open. If you've ever watched a crack spread through glass, you know the feeling. Silent, unstoppable, and somehow louder than a shout. That was Saturday morning. The whisper had already left Arthur's mouth on the playground, and whispers, once freed, don't crawl back. I stood there clutching Theo's lunch bag like it was a shield. Across the blacktop, C was helping Jonah wrestle with his jacket zipper. She looked worn, eyes rimmed pink from crying the night before, but still pulling out the mom smile she wore like armor. Andrew was nowhere in sight. Maya, though, she was. She held Arthur's hand tightly, scanning the parents like she was reading a script. Her smile was brittle, a paper prop. I don't know how much she knew. Enough, though. Too much. That afternoon, C came to me. No hoodie this time, no attempt at cover. Just her, in jeans and a sweater that looked like it had been pulled on in a hurry. She stood in my kitchen, watching Theo and Jonah build towers with Arthur, and whispered, Mark's coming home early. I'm telling him tonight. My throat went dry. Are you sure? She nodded, jaw set like a dare. I can't breathe anymore. I can't parent like this. I thought this was about me feeling young again, but all I feel now is old, worn out, used up. You're not, I said quickly, and meant it. But she didn't hear me. Her gaze was on the boys, their towers collapsing and rebuilt, collapsing again. I'm going to end it, she whispered. That evening, when Mark pulled up for Jonah, I noticed the stiffness in his posture. He hugged his son but barely glanced at C. He thanked me for watching him, his voice even, polite, but his jaw tight. And then he left. No small talk. No wave. C lingered. "He knows something's off," she murmured. I touched her arm. "Then maybe it's time he knows from you." She nodded, blinking hard. The next day, it all unraveled. I wasn't in their house, but I didn't need to be. You could feel it on the playground Monday morning. The parents huddled in clusters, whispering. Kids carried fragments like glass shards. My daddy slept at Grandma's. Mommy cried in the bathroom. Arthur's mom yelled at Daddy, and then the hammer dropped. Maya confronted Andrew in the parking lot after drop-off, right there, between minivans and the smell of crayons. She didn't scream, but her voice carried, sharp and cutting. "You think I wouldn't find the messages?" she said, phone in her hand, face pale with fury. "The green hearts? The maples?" Every parent within 20 feet froze. Andrew tried to hush her, but she pulled her arm away. "You embarrassed me in front of my children. In front of this." She gestured to the school, to all of us pretending not to listen while our ears burned. "Do you know how small this makes me feel?" C stood on the edge of the crowd, pale as chalk, clutching Jonah's backpack. Mark was a step behind her, his face unreadable, and me, the unwilling keeper of the secret. I suddenly wished I were anywhere but that playground. The fallout came fast. By midweek, the gossip was wildfire. Some parents tutted, others speculated, a few pretended not to know, but everyone did. "You can't unring a bell." C texted me late one night. "C, Mark wants a separation." I don't blame him. I just don't know who I am anymore. I typed and deleted a dozen replies before settling on, "Me. You're still Jonah's mom. That's something solid to hold." "And Andrew?" He vanished from drop-off for a while. Maya took over, chin high, shoulders squared. But one afternoon I saw him, collecting Arthur quietly. No SUV swagger, just a man with slumped shoulders, eyes avoiding everyone. C didn't look at him. Not once. Weeks later, the playground settled into a new rhythm. Kids still chased bubbles. Parents still argued about snack duty. But the story had left a mark, like gum under a bench. Hard to scrape off, even if you stop looking at it. I still sit on the same bench most mornings. I still hear the kids' whispers, the ones that start everything. And sometimes I think about that first moment, the flash of a Navy SUV, the green hearts on a screen, the laughter behind the maples. Secrets don't stay secrets in a community like ours. They're glitter. They spread. They stick. And they show up in places you never meant them to. And I was the one who overheard, who carried it, who almost dropped it but didn't. Not until it dropped itself. The twist wasn't the affair. It wasn't even who the lover was. The twist was that the kids were always right. They notice everything. One of them had said it first, weeks ago, with applesauce on his sleeve. My mommy says Miss Pretty hugs Mr. Blue Car behind the trees. And in the end, that was all the story ever needed. In the end, it wasn't the texts, the cars, or even the whispers that destroyed everything. It was the truth, spilling out where everyone could hear it. And the kids, they knew it first all along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me tomorrow for another story. This was Lily. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.